Hey, Axelmith here. Today we'll be taking a look at Wario Land 2, as well as 3. I really like the first game, so I'll be making comparisons to that game a lot. So right off the bat, the second game is very different than the first. It focuses more on exploration. In the first game, you needed to get some coins to defeat the stage, but largely you could get away without getting many of them. You'd get the worst ending, but you could still feel like you had a good platforming experience. There are keys in each stage that you can use to find treasures, and those really help your coin counter in the game. There are also more stages you can find by looking for secret exits in a select few stages. Then at the end of each stage, there are mini games. One will either double or reduce your coins, and one for more lives. It's such an interesting and fun game. Wario Land's world is set up much like Super Mario World, but Wario Land 2, they decided to drop that and go a level by level more like the original Super Mario Brothers. Which means if you miss something, you can't just replay the stage like you can in the first game. You have to wait until you complete the game, and then it gives you a level select of some kind. You can rush to the end of each stage, but that would be a very boring experience. This game wants you to collect as many coins in the stage as possible. Sometimes the way you get coins is set up like a puzzle, which is a very welcome change to the level design. Wario himself has a dash attack, ground pound, and he can pick up and throw enemies. Hold down the B button and you can check them through the air. In every stage, there are treasures the game wants you to find. Instead of backtracking with the key, this is one simple room with one mini game. The end of the stage also welcomes you to a mini game. The first minigame, there are 8 cards that will flip over, and you need to remember where and what they are to match a randomized key card on the treasure chest. It's 50 coins on hard, 100 coins on normal, and 200 on easy. The difficulty is how many frames the cards will stay so you can see them. Hard being almost impossible to me, but I did get lucky a few times. The second minigame, it's basically a game of pick a number between 0 and 9, and there are 9 tiles to give you clues, so it's not just pure luck. If you guess correctly, you're rewarded a piece of a map. It's about 50 coins to flip each tile. But the problem is, with this mini game, that it will also purposefully give you a tile that won't really help. I actually like these concepts. The problem is how much it is to play. I did a little test, and there are enough coins in any one stage to try the treasure mini game once on hard and to get all the mini map game tiles. But that's if you don't get hit by enemies. Enemies in this game take your coins when you get hit, which, don't quote me, but I think was a thing in the first. There are even enemies that give Wario special abilities when they make contact, which is pretty awesome. But none of them can actually kill you. In fact, you can't die in this game at all. When your coin counter is 0 even, it just knocks you back as normal. There aren't even bottomless pits. You cannot die in this game, no matter how hard you try. I really don't know why it was designed like that, but it really sucks the challenge out of the game. If the game is for coins, then why have the mini games to spend the coins on? And if the game only wants you to use them on the treasure and the map pieces, then why take coins away when I get hit and not alive? It just seems like I have to be skilled and lucky enough to get everything in this game. The levels themselves are very interesting and very nice to look at. Each look different and even transition into each other, which, for the Game Boy, is very impressive. There are even branching paths for more endings, but I have no interest in going through and trying to get all of them. That means I have to go back to the stages I've already beat, collect either the treasure or the map piece I missed, then find a secret way to beat certain stages and rinse and repeat with those. This game expects multiple playthroughs, but I just don't find it interesting enough to keep going. The fact that you can't die makes this game way too easy, and going through the same stage only to collect coins to play mini games is just repetitive. Unlike the first one, where I felt like I wanted to replay the stages and explore to find the level's treasure. I did say we were going to look at the third game, but I just gave up. I played the first stage and started the second one. If you want to talk about nerfing a character, Wario's ground pound was gone, and so was the ability to pick up enemies. Though it focused more on exploration than actual platforming as well, the level design didn't improve either. I'd say going from the second to the third, it got even worse. They did have environmental enemies again, which was alright, but you still couldn't die at all. After a stage and a half with it, I just got bored. I couldn't do it anymore. I was done. If you're looking to complete a collection or something, I'd say sure pick these two up, and you might be able to find some enjoyment out of them, but I personally don't recommend these two at all. If you're looking for a platformer that's a little different and fun, I'd just stick with the first one. But hey, don't let my personal opinion get in your way. Have you ever played these games? If you have, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Axelmyth out.